XRP is going to be making a move here within the next 48 hours. We're going to jump straight into this live chart. If that's something you're interested in, smash that like button, that bell notification, and let's get it. Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining me. As you guys can see on my screen in front of me, the video I posted this morning of the early morning chart analysis, I explained how that looked like there was an inverse head and shoulders playing out. We were about right here at the dip down here. Now, if you guys see what I see, there is this side pretty much is playing out opposite of this side. Do you understand what I'm saying? It is mirroring this side. So what does that mean, and what does that give us? That gives us, follow me please, a left shoulder, a head, and a potential right shoulder. Now, if you guys can see, if this does somewhat follow this, even if it goes out of this and still makes a right shoulder, 215 once again is going to be the line to break. But I have got a very good feeling that these candles is going to jiggle like this and then going to come right up, right where we got resistance for the falling wedge and this long resistance of $2.15. We're going to hit both of them at the same time. Whenever I made the video since then, it seems we are starting to make a upward trend, maybe on the 5-minute chart. So it looks like a V-shaped recovery so far, which could also confirm a smaller right shoulder. It doesn't necessarily have to mirror it exactly. Sometimes it is a little deformed, but most pattern traders can look at it and say, that's an inverse head and shoulders. So, regardless, even if we keep consolidating here, eventually, guys, within the next few hours, we are about to get pinched between this wedge right here, probably the end of this inverse head and shoulders pattern, the resistance for the falling wedge, which has been resistance for a long time, and also the $2.15 mark, which we just can't tend to get past neither one of them. Even at this spot, as you can tell, we pumped through 215, we pumped through the resistance of the falling wedge, and still managed to come all the way back down here and play around with this $2.15 resistance support over and over. So now I was expecting a downside if it was going to be an inverse head and shoulders here. We couldn't just keep doing this. That is not an inverse head and shoulders. That would have been a cup, actually a handle and a cup, and that's not even how those patterns play. It's more of a cup and handle. So this looked more like a cup and then maybe a handle or an inverse head and shoulders. So as you guys can see right here is the pinching point. Now eventually we're going to get squeezed somewhere. Even if we keep consolidating, eventually we're going to hit this line. Either we are going to go up or we are going to go down. I expect to move within the next 48 hours, probably Friday. Maybe early morning, hopefully afternoon. Honestly, I don't really want crypto to boost on weekends, because when it does, when the rest of the market is closed, it makes what they call a CME gap. That is why Bitcoin dropped from 109,000 to 75,000 previously, because there was a CME gap there from about 5 months ago. So it still managed to come down and retest it. So all the profits that would have been gained got lost. So that's something that we need to keep an eye on, is this pinch point. Let's take a look at Bitcoin real quick. It is doing a similar thing. Really, if it would come down just a little bit more and then hit, I think it would get a nice boost. And And you see, guys, we really need to get out of this wedge. This neckline I drew for this inverse head and shoulders that looks like it's also playing out. We need to get past 85,600. And also we're about to get a cross of both of them right here by tomorrow at noon. So Bitcoin might boost before XRP, which would pull XRP with it. When Bitcoin boosts, 9 out of 10 altcoins go with it. So if you guys are still with me at the end, I hope this helped you out a lot and kept you informed. I'll be making a chart analysis video in the morning and one in the afternoons around 5-6 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. So just so that you guys know. And also, if you guys need a good exchange to trade, I have a link in the description of BitUnix. If you sign up within the next, I think it's 8 days left for the sign up bonus, you get 10% on your first futures trade. That's correct. You get 10%. If you put in $1,000, made a future trade, then it didn't really move and you just closed it. Well, you made a trade on $1,000 trade. So 10% of that's $100. Within 3 to 7 business days, you can expect $100 extra dollars in your brokerage account. So like I said, thank you guys for staying with me to the end. If you want to check out my latest stuff on the left, subscribe on the right. And until the next video, fellas, take care of yourself and each other.